Curious what to expect at a Spartan race? In this video, I describe everything you'll see, including the drive there, the festival area, the race itself, all the way through the finish line. First off, you'll make your way to the address listed on the Spartan website for your race. On your drive, once you get close to the venue, you should see parking signage for the Spartan race. As you drive into the venue, you'll see people directing traffic, guiding and telling you exactly where to park. Once you're all parked, get out and grab the gear you'll be taking with you to the venue. Start making your way to the venue. Most of the time you can see and hear the venue from a distance away and also see groups of people walking towards its direction. Sometimes, if the parking location is further away from the actual venue, you may need to take a shuttle with other racers. After you arrive at the actual race venue, you'll see a variety of registration tents at the front. There are tents for volunteers, the kids race, spectators, and all other racers. Pick a line and wait for your turn to check in. Make sure you have your ID card and QR code ticket handy so the registration person can check you in more efficiently. It's a good idea to take a screenshot of your QR code long before getting to the venue, just in case you don't have great signal. After you hand over your ID card, get your QR code scanned, and sign off on the waiver form, the check-in person will hand you a few things, including your race headband, wave time wristband, free drink ticket, and a timing chip and band. To put on your timing chip, which will track your race time from start to finish, thread the band through the openings and wrap it around your wrist or ankle. The wave time wristband, which identifies the time at which you'll begin your race, has paper you'll peel off to uncover the adhesive, making it so the band ends can stick together. The wristband indicates the earliest start time you'll be able to race. However, if you have friends running at a later time, you'll be able to jump in and join them. Just not if they're racing earlier than what your wristband says. The Spartan headband has a race number on it, which was previously used to help identify you for your race photos. However, that's now done by facial recognition and AI. Still, the band helps keep sweat away from your eyes and is just cool to wear to show you're running a Spartan race. To use it, remove the headband from the plastic covering and place the headband around your head. Ask a friend or use your phone selfie camera to make sure the band is straight and looks good. Usually right after registration, you'll enter the merch tent, where you can buy all sorts of Spartan gear. If you realize you forgot to bring compression socks, gloves, or even shoes, you can buy all those items at the merch tent. There are also a variety of shirts, sweaters, and memorabilia for you to purchase. After exiting the merch tent, you'll see the very busy festival area, which has a lot going on. If you're all good and ready to ditch your bags, you can go to the bag check area, where they'll give you a hook and two matching color-coded wristbands, one for your bag and the other for your wrist. Separate the two and peel off the paper to uncover the adhesive side and wrap it around your wrist. And do the same for the band that wraps around your bag. At some venues, they'll give you a specific zone to put your bag. Hook your bag onto the fence, make sure you leave everything you want to stay behind, and take everything you need if you don't plan on coming back. Here is where I usually apply my sunscreen one more time before the race. I've never had to worry about anyone stealing anything from my bag in the last 5 years. However, there are more secure storage options. If you do have some valuables that you'd feel more comfortable storing under lock and key, there may be secure lockers you can pay for. If you're running a Spartan Ultra, there's an additional area designated for racers to place their transition buckets, which usually consists of gear and snacks they'll have access to halfway through their race. If you have any questions, there's an information area operated by people from Spartan who can help you out. If you didn't get a chance to review the race map online, there's usually a blown up picture of the race map if you want to review before the actual race. It's also a nice spot for photos. Speaking of photos, the Podium is another great spot. The Podium is where age group and elite race winners are celebrated after completing their races. When it's not in use, it's a fun place to get some pictures taken. There are also the Spartan Letters, sometimes tailored to the venue, which is another great spot for photos. There are many vendors offering free samples of their product, such as Rain if you want a caffeine boost before your race. There are also military and law enforcement recruitment tents, oftentimes offering physical challenges. If you sustain any injuries from the race itself, there is a first aid station with medics who can treat and take care of you. There are medic ATVs on the course that will bring you here if you get hurt badly. Spectators will have a good view of some of the racers attempting obstacles from the venue. These areas are usually separated by a fence, so spectators know not to cross it. If you want to hydrate before the race, there should be a water station around with water jugs and cups. A coaching zone is also set up with some of the obstacles, including the rope climb, walls, and spear throw. These are typically operated by Spartan SGX coaches who are trained and are able to give you tips on how to complete different obstacles. Most of the time the restrooms will be porta potties, but sometimes there are actual restrooms you can use if the venue has them around. With the porta potties, there may or may not be a sink, so be sure to have some hand sanitizer ready. You'll see hoses and big tents designated for changing. You can use these tents before or after your race to change into or out of your race clothes. The hoses are helpful after the race to rinse the mud off your shoes, clothing, and the rest of your body. Trash cans can be found all over the festival area for you to dispose of anything you don't need. There are food trucks available if you want a meal after your race. I definitely don't suggest indulging on anything heavy from the food trucks before your race, but it's a good option for your spectators who aren't racing if they get hungry. One vendor may also be responsible for distributing your free drink after the race. Before you head over to the starting line, make sure to get a dynamic stretch in around any open space you can find and head over to the starting line around 10 minutes before your heat starts. And finally, there's the starting line, which actually has a few obstacles you'll need to get through before you actually get to the line. At the starting line, an MC will hype everyone up for the race. You'll be in a corral surrounded by hundreds of people excited to get going. He'll ask, he sends you off and you're on your way. Expect to do a lot of running. Some venues are more challenging than others, with some having more hills and others being more flat. The big staple of a Spartan race are the obstacles. Obstacles are completed in a variety of ways, such as getting from point A to point B or hitting a bell. So expect to climb walls, swing through a variety of monkey bars, carry heavy loads, crawl underneath barbed wire, and do many, many more challenging things. If you're a new racer, I recommend trying every obstacle out, even if they scare you. You'll be surprised at what you're able to accomplish, and you'll learn what you need to prepare for your next race. There are single attempt obstacles, multiple attempt obstacles, as well as mandatory obstacles. Many obstacles are manned by volunteers who can answer questions about how to perform obstacles. They may also call you out if you fail an obstacle and need to perform a penalty. Single attempt obstacles include those like the monkey bars, spear throw, Z-wall, multi-rig, and Olympus. I'd say if you're running an open race and it's not very busy, you may be able to give the single attempt obstacles another try if you fail them. However, if it's busy and you fail, you'll need to complete a penalty, which is either a penalty lap or 30 burpees. Multiple attempt obstacles include those like the walls, Atlas carry, stairway to Sparta, and rope climb. Failing these obstacles also require you to complete a penalty, which includes a lap or burpees. There are some obstacles that you do need to complete, called mandatory obstacles, such as the bucket carry, barbed wire crawl, and sandbag carry. There aren't any penalty options for these, so these are the ones you'll have to power through. However, there are signs that say if you lack the skill to perform an obstacle or have a condition that might be affected, you may choose not to participate. At some of the obstacles, there are official Spartan photographers who take professional photos of you. A few days after the race, you'll be sent an email when your race photos are ready and instructions on how to access them, which involves uploading a selfie. You can browse through the photos and decide then if you want to buy them without the watermark. Throughout the course, there are water stations for you to rehydrate, manned by friendly, encouraging volunteers. These stations are also a good milestone for you to eat any supplements you have, such as goo. There are trash cans nearby so you can dispose of the wrappers easily. Throughout the race, you might develop a cramp, which is why it's a good idea to have mustard on you too. Mustard contains acetic acid, which may help the body produce acetylcholine, a neurotransmitter that helps muscles work properly. This leads to quicker muscle relaxation and relief from cramping. Somewhere on the course, you'll find porta potties if you need to use the restroom. You'll see mile markers along the way indicating how far you've traveled. However, beware, as these are Spartan miles. Even though your watch says 2.5 miles, you might be surprised when you just see the mile 2 marker, so try not to let that get to your head. After you've made it through all of the obstacles, you'll reach the finish line. From here, you get your medal, celebrate with the people around you, get your timer chip removed, and get in line for a photo. You'll also get a banana and a beverage to recover. You'll get a cool t-shirt too. If you want to check out your stats and or claim any Trifecta medals you've earned, there's a tent area just for that. After you've done your initial round of celebrating, go back to the bag check area to collect your bag. Hopefully you packed a towel and post-race clothes to change into. If so, head over to the hoses to water yourself down, change in the tents, and get on your way. You can also redeem your free race drink, celebrate, and take more photos. After you're all done, head back to your car and think about when your next race will be. Are you now ready for your Spartan race? Let me know in the comments. Subscribe for more, and thanks for watching.